Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. I am Luke Abdalovich. With me, as always, is Jared Waters and Tommy Ball. And first, we'd like to apologize for the missed week last week. No real good excuse. We just got behind, and this is where we are. So we're coming back with a big time episode. We're excited to have a special guest with us here today. I've had the pleasure of being his teammate the last year or so. Before that, he was kicking my ass in Spano Center. We have Jamaree Bouyea with us here today. JB, appreciate you being on. Thank you for making it work.
No, thank you. Thank you guys for having me. Just excited to be on this podcast. I've seen a lot and heard a lot. So just want to do my best here and hope your guys' podcast as much as possible.
We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Stand
right.
up, stand up
I like that
individual.
intro right there. We're back, man. We're back.
We should have never been gone, but yeah, we're back.
That's okay.
So yeah, like I said, JB and I currently are teammates on the Austin Spurs, and he joined us at the end of last year, and then we played summer league together. And then we've grown close through that, but we've kind of crossed paths since we were growing up. We didn't really know that until we were on the same team and we talked about it. But yeah, we've played each other a handful of times throughout our lives, and then finally we're on the same team. He's an incredible player. Anyone who doesn't know his name, please go do your research. Make sure you understand who's on the pod right now. He's a USF legend, which he'll get into, hopefully. If not, we will get into it. And he's doing big things at the pro level. So, JB, like I said, we're going to give you the floor. You can kind of take your story wherever you want, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously basketball has been my whole life, and I had two older brothers that kind of helped me and paved my way and my journey. I think I just kind of followed them as much as I could, and one went on to play D2 basketball, and that was like my ultimate goal was just to follow him and play D2 somewhere. And honestly, I wanted to go to CH1B and play basketball there, but just the situation and the circumstances didn't work out for me. And then I played at a private school in high school, super small school from a super small city. I mean, Luke, your family's from there, so you've seen it all and you've done it all probably as well. So that part was super fun, but it was super tough as well because being from a small city, you don't really get noticed too much and you don't have the publicity you want growing up. So that was a little tough. But I think just all in all, I just continued to put the work in and trusted my brothers and what they had me doing. And my mom's a superhero to me. I mean, she's done so much for me and she's traveled the world and drove across many states to help me play AAU and do all that fun stuff when I was a kid as well. And then my dad's also a big part of my life because he's just he's the harder person on me. He pushed me to where I am now, and even to this day, like after a good game or a bad game, he kind of keeps it straight and shoots it straight with me. So that's something I definitely needed. And then as I got to college, started off rough. Honestly, was almost a walk on, and then I got lucky with my last scholarship at San Francisco, and kind of just took off from there. It took me some time to get adjusted to college and the athleticism and the talent that was out there because I was from a small city and I was one of the best in my city growing up, honestly, since I was in 6th or 7th grade. So getting to college and kind of just seeing what the world was like and what the talent was like on a worldwide spectrum was super good for me. And I just had to work my way into the rotation. And Kyle Smith was a great coach for me and just kind of molded the way and kind of made me realize that it's not just about basketball, but it's about other stuff. Whether it's being on time to class or doing your schoolwork or being a good teammate and stuff like that, and being supportive on the bench because I wasn't really used to that, but I got used to it. And it was honestly a fun time when I was on the bench, but I wanted to play. And so once he left, I kind of had Todd Gordon, and he kind of just gave me the floor and let me do what I wanted and trusted in me. And that was like one of my biggest eye-opening moments for me in my college career was just being the captain and being the guy on the team that kind of had the spotlight, but also had to lead the team to victory and to wins and just lead the team to more than wins, but honestly, just having us be a good team, coachable and respectful guys. And, being at San Francisco was a great thing for me because it was close to home. So I had a bunch of family and friends that could always come to games. And that was another thing that kind of pushed me for motivation wise. I think just every time, you have family and friends at your game, you kind of want to play well and do things well. And that was a super motivator for me. So I think as time went on and I got older and I got to my junior and senior year, things started to pick up and the NBA talks came around and the ball was going in the basket a lot for me that year. And then obviously my last year in March Madness just kind of took off on a wild run. We started off 10-0. I had a great supporting cast. I had Khalil. You guys had him on the podcast and stuff. So he was a big running mate of mine. I had Squirrel or Yao, if you want to call him Squirrel. Fun guy, goofy guy, but he was super talented as well, and it still is. So he's also in the G League. So that was another piece to our college team. But I think we just had a great run, man. We put a lot of wins together early on, and continued to do so later on in the season. We had some tough losses, and then March Madness came in, and I had probably the best game of my life, career, all throughout my life, basically. And that kicked off the draft talks and went on to Portsmouth and a bunch of draft combines and pre-draft workouts, and just tried to see where the chips fell. And here I am. I mean, I played some NBA stints. I played a couple games. I had double-digit points and steals and all this type of stuff. And I think in the G League, I've been successful too, and just trying to find my way to the top. So just continuing to work and trying to find my way to a roster spot in the NBA.
You rehearsed that before you got on, or that was
Yeah.
that
Nah,
was
that was
random?
off the top,
He's
bro.
That was
he's
impressive.
got
You might be
he's
you're
got
media
his he's got
trained.
his cue card right here. You just can't see it. It's right there.
That was
No, I mean
impressive. That
that
was
was
impressive.
impressive.
Yeah.
One thing about JB that if you watch him play, you could probably get a sense, but being on the same team as him is where I really learned is how even keeled he is, and I feel like it kind of exudes his confidence. Where we all make jokes on the team like that he's nonchalant and like it looks like he's not trying very hard, but I think it's more he's just he knows, like he said, he trusts his work and he trusts his game, and that's the confident part of him. I want you to talk about so I know you and I have had this conversation before. You're going through your senior year of high school. You guys made a big time run. For weekly pod listeners, how we've talked about the run that my Vista team made my senior year. Jamaree was on the other side of that NorCal bracket. We were literally one game away from playing each other, and so he was on a super successful team his senior year. Um, like you said, offers weren't rolling in. You wanted to follow your brother's footsteps. It didn't work out the way you were hoping to. What's your mindset going into that? Because, like I said, you're an extremely confident player, an even keeled player, but a situation like that, it's got to be hard to stay on trail, stay on your tracks, and not get peeled off the rocker. So, what was your mindset going into the end of your senior year, figuring out what the next step was, and how did you attack that?
Yeah, it was definitely tough. I think obviously, like I said, I wanted to continue to play. I had a couple of D2 offers I could have went to, and I was really banking on going to Fresno Pacific or Cal State East Bay. And those were the two schools that like kind of just had my interest at the time because I had nowhere else to go. And I kind of just had talks with my mom, like saying like I really just want to go D1 after I realized how good I could possibly be, and just told myself that if I wasn't going D1, I was gonna be a regular student at Arizona State. So that was a crazy part of my lifetime, and yeah, it was crazy, man. It was
You were
super
almost a
crazy.
Sun Devil, man.
I wanted to go to Arizona State so bad. I just wanted to be a regular student. It was always a dream school of mine. And then one day I was working out with I think it was my brother and my dad. I was at the gym, and I got a call from Kyle Smith, and I think some guy, I don't know who, I don't want to say the name, I don't know the name honestly, didn't make grades at University of San Francisco, and they took his offer back and gave it to me like 2 or 3 weeks before school started, and no brainer, I just said yes, and got enrolled. Drove up to San Francisco 2 weeks later. My mom moved me in, my dad moved me in, and just got to work from there.
Yeah,
What do you
one step at a
uh
time.
just curious, JB, because now it's funny how things always come full circle. One of the other players that is in our circle, he actually just committed to Kyle to go to Stanford, and I'm curious, what did Kyle say, or what do you think Kyle saw in you as a maybe not like a prototypical college guard, in the way your body and the way you play is like a little bit more uncharacteristic, but what do you think he saw in you?
I would just say effort. I mean, I was obviously small in high school. I was probably 6'1", 140 pounds. So obviously I needed some work, and he just told me like, you might redshirt, but I think you play hard. And he kind of saw that I could shoot and I can dribble and I defended well and I had length and was somewhat athletic in high school. And I think he just kind of banked on the side of me having some progress in my first year, and kind of just wanted me to he wanted me to redshirt, and I think we had a couple injuries early on, and it kind of just pulled me off the bench and kind of threw me in the fire a little bit. And he saw what I had, and he just kind of trusted that I was working hard for him, and I was always at practice and run in and do a bunch of things just on the side trying to be better. And I think he saw that, and then when the opportunity came and we had injuries, he threw me in the fire, and I was kind of performed well, and I started a couple games after that, and he kind of just wanted me to be better every day. And I think I got to that point, and then just continuing to work, and I was always in the gym. So it's just, he saw my work ethic, and I think he just gave me a chance.
Yeah. Do you think? I guess it wasn't as prevalent back then. Luke, you can tell me if I'm wrong. When Coach Smith did leave, was there ever a thought in your mind that you were gonna like hit the portal? There wasn't really. We've done a ton of talk about the portal on this pod, so like, was there ever a thought in your head that you're like, oh, maybe I need to leave too, or you know, what was your mindset in that situation?
I don't think I was ever gonna leave, honestly. I think I mean, I didn't really have much tape to leave. I feel like, I mean, it was the one school that gave me a chance, and like I said, I wasn't playing much, but I had a little bit of tape. But I don't think it would have helped me in the long run if I did leave. So I think just I tried to stick it out, and then maybe a week or two after he left, Golden came in, talked to me, and told me to stay, and kind of preached to me what he was trying to do and how things weren't going to really change. So I think once I heard that, it was like a no-brainer to stay.
Yeah, cool. No.
You kind of brushed over it a little bit in your monologue to start. And again, we've had these conversations about being a freshman in college and adjusting to that schedule. You don't have to go into any details, whatever you want to, but I think the things that I know we've talked about that you had to overcome and that you had to figure out on your own are huge in part of being a successful professional in whatever way of life. If it is with basketball, if it is whatever, job you take on, which, you're going on, what is this, year 3 for you in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
professional scene, you're successful, you're a well-known name. Um, how do you think being an 18, 19-year-old kid, figuring that stuff out on your own has helped you build that foundation to now a successful professional career that as the trajectory you're on is going to be multiple
I mean,
years in the future?
I think it's helped me tremendously. I think, when you're in high school and like I said, you live in a small town and you're the guy in your town, like you kind of get away with things. And I think going into college, I was thinking like, you know what, I can be late to class or I can be late to a couple of things. And it didn't work that way at all. Like I feel like I had to restart my whole life in a way and make sure I was early to everything and on time to everything. And everything I went into, I kind of put my all into it, whether it was school or basketball or whatnot, or gaining weight or lifting. So I think those are the things that kind of help me out now. 'Cause I feel like as a professional, even if you're the guy on your team or you're not the guy on your team, it's always good to show up on time and be early and put extra work in. Like nobody's better than the team. I feel like that's something I learned that going into USF is like I was a star in my high school and I got to freshman year, it was like a restart. And it's just like no matter who you are, whether you're the best player, whether it was Frankie Fayard or it was me, like we were all on time. We all did the right things. We all worked hard and like every day was like another day to be better.
Yeah. And I think another thing too is like, I mean, I'm going on year 2, and obviously you've reached heights that I'm trying to get to, but in this business, everyone is fighting for someone else's spot. That's kind of just the way it is. That's the nature of the business. And I'm sure I've seen it already. I'm sure you've seen it a handful of times. People losing their spot for not doing those things off the court, right? Like you said, like you could be the guy on your team, you could be filling it up, putting up whatever stats you want. But if you're not handling your business as a professional off the floor, that's going to either down the line or right now, then and there, going to hurt you, and it's going to hurt your chances of being a pro in the long run. So, I mean, I think, like you said, building a foundation at a young age is huge, and I think you were surrounded by the right people at that time to help you figure it out, and you complement that with the talent that you were bringing. The sky was the limit.
JB, what do you think? What do you think the turning point was for you? Obviously, you said you played a little bit, then coaching changed. Like there were so many variables that kind of got thrown at you. Obviously, going from maybe not recruited to 2 years, 3 years later, now you're like expected to lead this team, right? And what do you think? What do you think? Whether it's mentally or physically, what was the real turning point for you to be able to make that jump?
I think physically, obviously, I think I just gained weight. I gained strength and athleticism. Like I was athletic in high school, but I'm not nowhere near as I am now. I think that helped a lot, whether it was just being in the weight room or just taking it serious. To be honest, I don't think I've ever lifted a weight until I got to college. That like ultimately changed my whole game a little bit. And then I think another thing was Frankie Ferrari's brother Ralphie. I think he kind of just took me under that wing once Golden got the job, and then I think he upgraded my game to another level. We were in the gym every day, and they have a little gym in Burlingame I used to go to all the time. And we just sat in there every day for hours, just working on different things about my game and how can I elevate my game. I mean, shooting wasn't always my expertise is probably still not now, but I think the things I was doing in college as I got older was step back threes and all that type of stuff. Like we worked on it every night, and I think it obviously showed as the time went on. And I think he was a big part of my success.
I wouldn't sell yourself short, JB. You got a nice jumper, man.
Thank you.
Your
Thank
jumper's
you.
smooth. Trust me, I see a lot of jumpers in my life, and yours is you're good to go. You're good to go. It's funny that you say that because I remember my first experience or my first introduction to Frankie was when they were in high school, and that's when the NorCal Clash was going on.
Mhm.
And I won't say the other players, but the coach of their team, I had a couple players that I trained that played on the team that year. And the coach was like, okay, I'm going to match you up with your position player, and you guys are going to play 1-on-1, no fouls to 3, and no out of bounds. And the guy that everyone thought was going to win, Frankie beat, and he started the game. It was kind of crazy. But
Yeah,
like
bro.
that mentality, man, that you talk about that his brother brought, his dad brings, like that definitely is that's something you need to be successful in college. Grit sounds corny, but that's probably the best way to describe them.
I mean, I feel like that's the perfect way to describe him. Honestly, I
Yeah.
think my freshman year, we had so many battles, and now we're like the best of friends. So I think it's just the perfect way to describe the whole family.
Yeah. No, they're awesome. No, that's super cool.
So culture-wise at USF, you talked about junior and senior year, you guys started making noise. Senior year went to the tournament. We'll get to the tournament game here in a second. But you're naming these players that were above you, that were the upperclassmen when you were young. How integral was that for building a winning culture at that school? Because we've talked about it on here a handful of times about if you're a successful winning college basketball player, that's just going to put you on a much better trajectory going forward. But you have to learn how to win. Like there's teams that you get in the fourth or in the end of the second half, last media timeout, and it's a close game that they just know they're going to come out on top, right? So how did you, as a younger player, take stuff from those older guys on those winning teams to help you guys get to the tournament when you were upperclassmen?
Yeah, I mean, learning how to win is huge in basketball. I think a lot of people think, fourth quarter comes and you just make shots and whoever makes the most shots wins, but there's more strategicness too. And I think watching Frankie my freshman and sophomore year kind of orchestrate the offense and have time awareness and, make the right reads and the right plays in certain times. And whether it's a tie game and it's 30 seconds left and you want to shoot a contested too, but, you pass to the guy that's open and stuff like that. So I think watching that and just always like just trying to learn when I was younger was huge because like nowadays in the NBA, you have so many talented guys at the same time. Like everyone wants that last shot or something, but it's like the right play is always the most important play, especially in order to win the game. And obviously, you think you want your best guy, you want your best guys to shoot the ball and whatnot, and when the time is crucial. But I think watching him orchestrate the offense and shooting the right shots and making the right reads, even when the game was close, was like super beneficial to me because I think I put that to my game today.
I'd agree.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd agree. All right. Let's talk the tournament game. So we keep talking about this March Madness game, all this. This was 2022, correct? 2022 March
Yeah,
Madness?
22, yeah,
Yeah.
22.
And it was USF was the 10 seed, I believe. Murray State was the 7 seed. And we got some Bouyea big time highlights. So you and I have talked
Big
about it.
Bouyea.
Yeah. So first off,
Hey,
actually,
listen,
I do
man, I
want to
picked
mention this.
USF. I just want to let that be known.
I think we
I
all did.
picked
I remember
USF
that
in
I
that
was
game.
telling him this actually, Tom. The group chat was rallying behind it. We
We
were like,
were.
"Yo,
I totally
Bouyea is
remember that
carrying
now.
him." Like, oh yeah, no. So we were fans of Jamaree, and we were cheering him on during this run. And the one thing I do want to say before we get into a real question is the announcers love when Jamaree makes a big time shot because they'll be like, "Booyah, Bouyea with the booyah," and
Yeah.
there was a lot of that during this game. Um, so just take us through that 36-point overtime performance against Murray State. I know you wish you would have came out on top, but you were willing the Dons to a victory, and just kind of take us through it. That's a stage that only a handful of people in this world get to perform on, and I think you did it. Like you said, it was one of your best games of your career. So kind of take us through your mindset during that.
Yeah, I mean, it all started kind of the day before. I think we had practice and we got into the gym, we got some shots up, and walking on the court, you're like, oh, like you kind of made it. Not everyone, like you said, not everyone gets here. And I remember talking to Khalil and one of my other teammates, Julian, like, bro, this is a dream come true. Like, I've been playing 5 years of college basketball and I never made it here, and this is the one time I get here. Like, so I kind of just knew like it was a dream come true, and I wanted to appreciate it, but at the same time, I wanted to take advantage of the opportunity, obviously, and try to keep stacking wins, and I don't know, be that Cinderella team. So I think day of the game, I mean, emotions are high, your nerves are high. Like, you know what, like it's the biggest game of your life and whatnot. So went in there. I mean, I don't know, no one really knows this, but I had a terrible first half. I think I was like 4 of 14 at halftime or something. Like had like 8 or 10 points and was just confidence was low. But I think as the time went on, the second half came and shots started falling here and there. And I think the game got down to the wire. I think I was just rhythm of the game and just letting things fly and shooting shots I probably shouldn't have been shooting, honestly, but everything felt good and every shot was going in, and my family was there, my friends were there, and I think it was just like a moment I'll cherish forever. But at the same time, like I said, the shots I was shooting, I wouldn't advise anyone to work on or shoot. I mean, they were just going in, and my confidence is that my confidence
Flow
was that
We
I
have
was
know,
on
not heard
high.
that
So
before. That is
Yeah.
You know
first
what's
for the
funny?
pod.
You know what's
Flow
funny? Actually,
state.
I was about to say last episode we were talking about flow state and being in the zone. If you go watch the highlights from this game, you're gonna look at someone
Yo,
who's
dude
in the
was on a
zone.
different planet. Yeah.
And hey, you know what's funny,
Another level of
JB? You
locked
said
in.
Jared was like, I don't know if anyone else on this pod has said that. I think the only person that might have said something similar to that was your teammate Khalil Shabazz, who said, "Yeah, I take some crazy
I think
shots,
he
but I
did
work
say
on them."
that.
So, it's
Uh,
funny. Yeah,
but
I mean, and there you go. You two are successful.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
I
but
remember that.
to be fair, shout out Cleo, but like Cleo takes some crazy shot in workouts too. Like we'll be working on something, this guy Cleo just shoot a crazy one. I'm like, Cleo, that's not what we're doing, bro.
bro,
I've
absolutely,
cracked.
bro. We'll have times where like we make 10 threes and I hit the ninth three and he has a 10th one and he'll like take a spin jumper off one leg. I'm like, bro, just make a 10 shot. Like,
Yeah, like
let's
can we
go to
just
the
move
next
on to the
Can't
spot.
be
next
that.
spot?
It
Let's
can't
go
be
to
that
the
Yo,
next
simple.
spot.
hey,
It cannot be
hey,
that simple.
hey, Luke got some of that when he came up to Seattle, JB.
Yeah, I got to
It's like,
experience it.
no, we're like, all right, we got to make 3 in a row to finish the drill. It's like, Keith hits one, Luke's hit one. This guy's Khalil just shoots a 1-footer. I'm just like, bro.
Yeah, Keith was
Let's
actually
get to
getting
the
tight
next
though.
spot, bro. He's trying 1 foot bank shots and stuff. I'm like, come on, let's move it on.
Gamer.
JB's not. He's not. By the way, he's not safe. He's not innocent as well. I've practiced with him enough to know that he did. Bro, there'll be some
So
times in practice.
it's gotta be an SF
Hey,
thing. It's gotta be up on the hilltop.
Bro, I
If
don't
something
know.
happens to him
We'll
up
yell
at
the
the
shot clock.
hilltop.
We'll yell the butter that it's shot clock, and JB got the ball at the top of the key. There's been some wild ones. So like, he, he's not safe. He can't throw
it's
someone under the
important
bus
to
for no
work
reason.
on grenade situations every now and then.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's the most important situation in a
no
workout.
doubt.
they
Yeah,
come around a lot in games.
Absolutely.
Especially the G League.
JB, I was gonna ask you. You said you really developed, like, stepped into a leadership role last couple years there at USF. How much is that, like, being a leader of a high level college team? Obviously, you guys went to the tournament, you were winning a lot of games. How much has being a leader of that kind of group of guys helped you in the G League be successful? Like, I know I've talked to Luke a lot. Like, there's a lot of turnover on rosters, and things are different. And obviously, like, we all play hoops here. Like, leadership is very important to winning games. Like, has that helped you step up and be a leader on the teams you've been on in your pro career so far?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's helped me a lot. Obviously in college I was the guy. Me and Khalil were the guys, and we had to lead. And the G League is a little different because I mean you get new guys all the time, and rosters are always moving around. So I think the biggest part of that is just making guys feel welcomed. I think sometimes you get a new guy or it's his first year and nobody's talking to him or something. So making guys feel welcome, making them feel part of the team. Making sure like no one feels like they're less of a person than someone else. I feel like that's a huge thing. Like, sure, guys make more money or make less money, but at the same time, we're all human. We're all here to do one thing, and that's help the team win and participate, and whatnot. So, I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, obviously, it's in NBA is hard to keep guys like in line. You're not in college anymore. Everyone's grown adults, and you have your own lives outside of basketball. But I mean, trying to do that as much as possible too, and getting on guys for being late and whatnot. And I feel like guys take it serious down there because obviously you want to make your way up and you don't want to be known as a guy that slacks off or is not working or is always late. So I think that's not hard to do, but I think the main thing is just keeping guys level-headed, keeping guys ready to play, and making sure everyone's feels equal when they're on the team.
Good guy, real good leader.
Oh, go
Go
ahead,
for it,
Luke.
Jay.
No, I don't know where you're going. So,
No, I had a real question. But it's fine.
oh, I have a real question too. But since Tom's kind of going that way, I wanted to ask JB. Obviously, your first experience, NBA experience, was with the Heat, and there's obviously been a lot of like. There's a ton to talk about the culture and this and that, and like how they do things over there. And I know a little bit about how things operate, but I wanted to kind of get your insight on what was the best thing, or not best thing, but what was the most critical thing that you learned, maybe something different than what you've been talking about as far as like the professionalism and stuff, but like maybe on court stuff. Like what was the most important thing you learned on court?
Let me see. There's a lot over there.
Just because that was your first experience, not that like it's, nothing negative towards anywhere else.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, like the attention to detail is insane over there.
Yeah.
Like I think in a positive way, obviously. I mean, they great culture, great organization, won many of the championships. I mean, I think just the attention to detail from top to bottom. I think when you walk in the gym, like there's someone always watching, and I think that's like the most important part of the NBA is like to know that no matter what you're doing, someone's always watching. So I think on the court, like whether you're in help or you're low man, you're always talking, you're always in the right spots. Like even if it's a walkthrough, like we have walkthroughs and like in Miami, it's not like a walkthrough. You're like playing full speed and coaches are moving around, everyone's running around talking like it's the game. So I think that was the biggest thing for me coming to the NBA because like college or walkthroughs, you just you walk a couple plays and you get out of there and you have a game. But I think them it was like an hour and a half of like real live practice day of the game, and that was our walkthrough, and it was like super attention to detail. Everyone's talking and communicating, and everyone's kind of just like paying the utmost attention to what the coaches are saying and how you're supposed to do things.
Yeah. And it's not like, and for people that don't, obviously, JB's been around now, but like a lot of places aren't like that. That's the thing is that you'd be surprised how many franchises don't necessarily do it that way.
That was a good segue actually, Jared, because I did want to ask for those listening that don't know, the G League isn't necessarily spotlighted by the most the prettiest locations, I should say. There seems to be some interesting cities. So
You guys gonna
during
talk about Sioux Falls
during
now.
Jamaree's time with Miami, he spent some time in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. For those of you who don't know, it's freezing there. When we went and played there last year against JB, it was -20 with a wind chill that was even colder than that. But as bad as it sounds, the guy below me on the screen talks about it in a very high regard. Can you talk about your time in Sioux Falls?
Oh, let me hear this. I need to hear this. -20's nuts, JB.
I mean, my first year was a little rough. I was by myself and stuff, and had no girlfriend. No one really visited and stuff. So that was a little rough. But like people make it seem out to be the worst place on earth, and I actually enjoyed it. Like I think the living situation was nice. I mean, there's not plenty to do, but it's a small town and where you're at, kind of. And I mean, I'm an inside guy, so I didn't really have to do much. I don't like going outside and doing all that. But I think I mean, if you can get your head out of the fact that you're in Sioux Falls, like you'll actually enjoy your time there. I mean, I've never seen the snow, so getting to see the snow was super cool to me and whatnot. I mean, my girlfriend my second year would play in the snow and do angels and stuff, so that was all fun to us. And but I think a lot of people think it's a terrible place, but it's not as bad as you think.
They pack the games out there too. That's another good thing
Fans
about
are
Sioux
great.
Falls.
I think we had like 2 to 3 thousand every night we had a game, and it was amazing. It was loud. Everyone's screaming. And
Is
stuff.
that the
It's
cool
the
arena?
Pentagon. Yeah, it's
The
the
Okay.
Pentagon. Yep.
That's
It's got
sick.
classic
the court
Gold
is
key.
like a darker shade.
Yeah,
Everyone knows about the Pentagon, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a classic shit.
That's impressive. JB, we talked about this, or I think this has been off pod, but do you think, like, obviously they could move the team to Miami, but like they obviously do it intentionally, right? Like you would assume that they do it intentionally to leave the team out there. Like you got to go cut your teeth and earn your stripes down there, as corny
1,000%. 1,000%. I mean,
Because
it's,
being in Miami, they're just like I just don't even know if it would
polar
work,
opposites,
to be
yeah,
honest. It's
exactly.
like I don't even know if it would work. Like guys
I,
would be so
Those
distracted.
I think
those
it's a
poor
safer
two-way
option to leave us in
contract
Sioux Falls,
guys. Oh
honestly.
my goodness.
You
I
said
think
what?
it's a safer. I think it's a safer option to leave us in Sioux Falls. I think, you get guys in Miami and they might be doing things you don't really
Dude,
need them
oh
doing.
God, man. Yeah, I can only
So
imagine. Plus the housing in Miami alone is just insane. So it's
yeah,
like, yeah, that's cheap. Um, the other thing I wanted to ask too before we kind of shift gears again is JB, looking back as you've gone through through your career, going from high school through college, not playing, to being the guy, to fighting this NBA battle that everybody's fighting. What thing that you uh,
I'm not gonna edit this out. As you can see,
We lost you,
what we have to
Jared.
this is just what we have to deal with sometimes with the walk on pod. And we're gonna keep it rolling.
need to?
Yep. As Jared comes back to us, as Jared finds his way back to us, which I know he will. I
Yeah, he'll
think
get
I think he's trying to
You've
ask a
made these
question
big
along the
jumps.
okay, here we go. Low budget podcast here, folks. We'll just give him
little
a
technical
second here.
difficulties here at the Walk On Pod.
All right, there we
It's
go.
not a problem. It's not a
No,
problem for
not a
us.
problem at all.
We
Welcome
adapt, we
back.
overcome.
Welcome back.
What the
Jared
hell
Matt.
just happened to me?
Look, I don't know. We're not editing it out though because I want to keep it real wholesome, real organic for those, because usually I edit this
Was
skits and
that
stuff
me?
out.
That
That
was
was
you.
100% you. We kept it rolling over here.
Oh, so where did I get cut off at?
You didn't
Like right as you
get a
started the
word out of
question,
the
basically.
question.
I thought it was Luke, but my screen was still good.
See,
Then it just logged me out and logged me back in.
Oh, that's
No,
crazy.
no.
I didn't even push a button.
It looks
Yeah,
like
you didn't get
J-
any piece of your question off.
Wow,
just run it
JB, no, I can't say that whole thing again. So I'm just gonna keep it shorter and sweeter. JB, what's the one thing? So you talked about how you went from relatively unknown high school to not playing in college to like becoming the man, and then obviously like fighting this NBA battle. What's the one thing that you feel like you still need to improve on, or that can help you get to that next step? Because I think that's like the hard thing when like you're a really good player. Like you're an amazing player, and like you said, it's competitive. Luke said everyone's fighting for everyone's job. So if you had to like be introspective, what's the one thing that you think you need to get better?
I mean, I would probably say just defensively. Obviously, still continue to get stronger. You can always get stronger and always, have some more effort on defense and whatnot. And just, obviously, I think I can play defense. I think I can guard a lot of positions. Obviously, the NBA's the height kind of lets you kind of deters you on what you can and can't guard. But I think just showing maximal effort every possession on defense, and whether it's in the right spots and help and rotations or on ball defense, and being able to switch on certain people and whatnot. Then obviously offensively, I would just say, shooting. I think I can shoot. I know I can shoot, but it's just trying to get your percentages up and trying to maximize those percentages as much as possible, so that when teams do call, there's not a knock on your offensive ability to score the ball or anything like that. So,
good answer.
Well
I
said.
like it. I think that's a good place actually. Real honest, introspective answer. We get to the starting five. So, as we talked about,
Do this.
Jamaree went to University of San Francisco, one of the top programs in the WCC conference. So we have the WCC starting five today. We said all time. I gave Jamaree the rundown beforehand. Now, JB, we run this like a fantasy draft. We run it like a serpentine fantasy draft, and we usually let the guest pick the order. So you can go ahead and pick the order as you want this draft to go down, and then we'll kick it off.
is this a snake draft or is this just 1, 2, 3, 4,
No,
1, 2, 3, 4?
snake draft.
Thank draft. Yeah.
Yeah, strategic here.
I'll go
Hmm.
third.
You'll go third.
Whoa.
All right, you can choose all our spots.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go third. I'll let Tommy go fourth.
Thank you.
Luke, you can go first, and
That's
Jared.
real
Damn,
nice.
I just got cooked.
That's really nice.
That's
That's
what
really
happens
nice.
if we did
Maybe.
the automator thing. That's what happened to me as well.
The
so
lottery simulator.
that thing's stupid.
Yeah, that's great. This is great. This worked out really well. I'm gonna take my center at the #1 overall pick here.
Ah,
Arguably, the greatest player in WCC history, a USF's finest, Bill Russell at my
gotta
center.
do it. Gotta do it.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's tough. I was hoping I get the one spot. Come on, JB. You pass the ball to Luke all the time. You don't ever pass me the ball. All right. Well, I have to do it then because this is I never ended up being 6'8", but this is who I wanted to be when I was middle school, high school. He's didn't turn into much in the NBA, but he's got rings. So he was an amazing college player. He led a great Gonzaga team. Give me Adam Morrison, man. Adam Morrison. Come on, JB. This is your fault. I would have took Russell first.
It's tough. You
Audible,
thought you were gonna get
audible.
him at the 3?
Yeah, come
I
on,
thought
man.
I
Adam
was.
Morrison.
I thought I was.
50 balls. He gave Memphis 50 balls. Come on.
Jared used to rock that haircut too.
I
so-
have the same haircut. Luke can show you pictures, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Had
check
the
out
That's
that
so
picture.
great.
Not the mustache though. I didn't have the mustache.
Hey, bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. So it's you at the 3 now, right, JB? Look at
He's
this GM
scouting.
making
He's scouting the
decisions over
roster
here.
right
I
now.
put him at small forward, Luke. I don't know if I said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I put him.
All right.
And yeah, inside the war room, Jamaree Bouyea right here. You got a pick, bro?
I'm thinking,
You're on the clock, man. I don't know. I didn't know you had
how much time do I got?
This is the second round type stuff. You got 30
we got
seconds.
practice at
I'll take my first pick. I'll go.
This one's easy for you, JB.
I'll go point guard here.
No.
I'll go point guard from Santa Clara.
Yeah, come on. This
no,
JB, I don't know what you were waiting
no,
for.
I'll take Steve Nash.
Ah,
JB.
dang it.
Nice. That's a right
Come
pick.
on, man.
Come on, man. You're a South Bay guy. Come on. I was surprised it took you that long.
Damn. All right.
Steve Nash off the board.
Shoot. All right, I'll go center. And I'll go Bill Cartwright.
Nice.
At the
916.
center. He went
I
to
guess
Elk
he's
Grove,
probably
right?
209, huh? Yeah, I think he's from Lodi though.
Yeah, he might be from Lodi. That sounds
Well,
right.
that's 209.
He is frequent at Rancho Cordova Golf Club.
Really?
You see him out there at the range.
Nice. Interesting.
I think he
Okay.
can go to better golf courses.
That's what I was thinking as well. I don't know why he's out there.
At the turn. Let's go another Gonzaga legend. Give me Kelly O at the power forward.
Oh, that's a good pick.
The real WCC legend right there.
Power forward. All right. Back to Jamaree Bouyea.
Jamaree Bouyea.
I don't know. This is a rough pick. No, it's not a rough pick. I think this might be the steal of the draft here. I'm gonna take a Gonzaga center who's
There's a lot
going
of
to be a
those.
superstar in the NBA pretty soon, if not already is. I'm gonna take Chet.
Okay,
I
good
don't think
pick.
that's bad.
Oh,
Good
that's
pick.
a good pick. I'm kind of upset that didn't matriculate to me.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a bad pick. I don't think that's a bad pick. What do you got for us, Waters?
I think I want to take. I'm trying to time these out. I guess I'm gonna go point guard. I know that I don't have to worry about him getting taken, but I wanna make sure that he gets his due praise here. Adam Morrison's running mate. Give me Derek Ravio. Amazing PG. He was literally like Jason Williams. Had the same cut, bald, all that stuff. He was nice. So give me Derek Ravio, another Gonzaga legend.
Okay. End of the second round, I'm going to take my point guard. I'm going to take John Stockton here.
Yeah,
I think I would be rather dumb to not take him there.
Fantastic.
Okay, I got some depth there. What we see? power forward. So centers are basically gone. Jared's waiting on it. Okay, we're gonna take a small forward here. Call it a homer pick. I don't care. We're gonna give Pepperdine some love here. I'm gonna take Doug Christie at my small
That's a
forward.
good pick.
Mm,
Good pick.
Take
Good
Doug
pick.
Christie at
Really
my
good
small
That's what I
pick.
should have took.
forward. And JB got his pick stolen again. Welcome to the Walk On Pod, brother.
Back to me. Yeah. I'm still struggling.
It's round 3, man. It can't be.
I know. No, they're struggling on how I want to set this up because I feel like I'm gonna get. I feel like this is gonna bite me. All right. I'm gonna take at center because there's no centers left. Might as well get this guy off the board. I don't know. I can't do this again, but I have to. Give me Ronnie Turioff at the center.
Oh, good pick.
Ronnie Turioff.
I thought maybe a Shemek Karnowski was coming out there.
I was thinking Karnowski was on the way as well. I'm not
Shemek
gonna
was a
lie.
problem,
I'm too
man.
old for that. Yeah.
Shemek was a big boy, man. He was he was a problem. All right, Ronnie Turioff off the board. Back to JB. This is
I'm gonna
good.
go. Or have a point guard in the center right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go power forward here. I'm gonna take Zach Collins.
Nice.
Good pick.
Pick.
He was on
All right.
Shemek's team, I believe, right?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'll just keep that. I'll keep that train rolling. I don't think this guy was in the WCC for very long, but he was really good, and I enjoyed watching this team play a lot. So I'm gonna go point guard here, and I'm gonna go Nigel Williams-Goss.
You
Yeah.
should have
Good pick.
some ties to Nigel Williams, guys.
Um,
Doesn't your sister know him or something
like
like that?
low key, yeah, he's a friend of a friend.
Can we get him on the pod,
My
man?
sister.
Gee.
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Nigel Williams-Goss at the 1, and
Nigel
then
Williams, Goss, if you're listening to this,
yeah,
You got picked. Essentially, we're drafting you to come be on the
yes.
pod.
is he
Soon.
come to the
Yeah,
podcast?
give it a few. Yeah, you know what? I'll make some calls after this. Then I'll go to the 3. This guy has been very impressive in his young NBA career. I think he's got a really bright future ahead, and he was really good at Santa Clara. We actually, my freshman year, we played him. And I thought he was really good. I didn't know he was going to be this good in the NBA. I got Jalen Williams here.
J-Dub. Yeah.
Dang, good pick.
Great
was-
pick. I don't even know how I forgot that.
I didn't even
I was trying to hold out. I was trying to hold
Killed
out.
us.
Yeah, I mean, we played him
So I'm
what,
saying
2020?
my timing is not good.
Played him in 2020, 2021 when I was at Idaho State, and I was like, dang, that guy was really good. And look at him now.
And he ended up being a match
guy
player in
is
the
really
NBA.
good.
Yeah.
All right, back to JB.
I'm gonna
need
take one
a
of the
shooting guard and
best-
small forward.
I'm gonna take one of the best college scorers ever at shooting guard. I'm gonna take Jimmer.
Oh,
Oh,
damn.
good pick.
What
So
the
good.
hell?
Pick. Yeah,
Here's
what
the
are you
thing-
doing, Tom?
Here's the thing about Jimmer, though. Did he play in the WCC?
Oh, were they Mountain West?
Look, I'm gonna let it fly, but I was
Oh.
thinking about it.
That's a
They're
good
not even in
point.
the WCC now.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
but I
true.
mean, but I think it flies. But
I think it flies. I'll give it
I
to
mean,
him.
yeah,
Thank you. I
I'm gonna let you
appreciate
rock.
it.
Because it's a heady pick. It is a heady pick.
It's a good play. It's a good play. Jimmer off the board, shooting guard.
I knew I could get this guy here, so like he's gonna be. I know he's gonna feel a certain type of way about this, but at shooting guard, give me Cam Sheldon, man. Cam Sheldon.
Nice.
That's not. I mean,
Give me Cam. Cam, you're my fourth
Oh.
pick, man. Take it how you want, but at least you're on,
Wow.
man. Put you on the squad. Took down Gonzaga. It's all right.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Cam Sheldon off the board. Loyola Marymount.
I wasn't expecting that. Okay, I'm gonna go to my power forward here. This was who I wanted. So this works out well. I'm gonna take Rui Hachimura at my
Ooh.
power
That's a
forward.
good pick. That's a really good pick.
Fantastic college
Um,
player.
No, yeah,
good
he was
pick.
really good. He was really, really good. My shooting guard, I wasn't like I had a couple ideas where I wanted to go with this one. We're gonna be undersized, but this is a college lineup, so I think it's fine. The guy shoots the leather off the ball, so it's gonna be just fine. Give me Patty Mills at
Yeah,
my shooting guard.
great
Oh, what a
pick.
pick.
I think
Pick
I've
my
had
pick.
him on my pretty jumpers list as well. So
Yeah.
I had to stay consistent there, but I like that.
Yeah, that's that's a good pick.
It's a really good
Thanks.
pick, Luke.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Back to you, Cam Shelton.
Can I make a trade?
No, what's your trade?
I wanna have a homegrown feel to my team. I wanna take a player off my team, add a player, and then I'll make a pick. I want to do an ad drop essentially.
You're gonna put someone on the waiver wire? That's crazy.
Yes.
Who do you want to drop?
Well, you're gonna appreciate this. I'm gonna take Derek Ravio is getting dropped.
Okay.
Jordan Ford is being drafted into my point guard.
Okay.
It's a good pick, man.
I want a family backcourt.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I'll make my pick. And because I wasn't sure if this was going to play, but because we're letting JB's Jimmer play, I got to take Kyle Collinsworth at the 4.
So he did play in the WCC though.
The guy was 30.
He did
And he was
play in the
averaging
WCC.
like getting triple doubles. Like, so I got to take Kyle Collinsworth at the 4.
No, he was legit. I had him on my list here too. No, he was. I mean, I think he holds.
He
the
played
triple-double
1 year.
record, I
Was
think.
it 1 year?
1 year in the WCC? I think
Yeah,
his
yeah.
senior year was, and he was player of the year. But
Yeah, he had like 8 triple doubles, right? Or it was like
I
it was
think he
almost
holds the
10. He
NCAA
didn't
record.
have 10, but
I think he holds the NCAA record for career triple doubles.
dude was literally
it's
like, I'm
14 or
not
something
kidding.
like
He was
that.
like 27. Like, I'm
He
not
went on a
kidding.
mission, then
Yeah.
came back, and yeah. So, no, I think that's a good pick. That's a really good pick.
Okay. So you got Fordo at the 1,
Yeah, Fordo's
Cam
at the
Sheldon
one
at the
now.
2. All right, cool. Yeah.
What a
That's
backcourt.
crazy.
That's a high scoring. That's a high scoring backcourt right there.
Yeah, shoulders and floaters. That's what we like.
Yeah.
That's crazy. JB, what do you got? Small forward.
I have a question.
Yeah. What's your question?
Can I also make a trade?
Similar, like a little waiver wire transaction. Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna release Zach Collins. Love my guy.
Jeez, that's crazy. That like
No, you listen.
Zach Collins.
that
That's
might
my
get
guy.
back to
bro.
him.
That's my guy.
I was about to say that might get back to him. Oh no.
I'm gonna release Zach, but I'm gonna get Sabonis.
Okay.
Oh, Luke's on board with that.
And then for my other pick, I'm gonna go. I need a small forward. I'm blanking right now.
I got one for you, JB.
I'm blanking hard.
Who's I mean, I know who I had on my depth chart here. That easily should have been picked.
Yeah, I messed up. I should have put this guy in mine.
Oh, GM decisions right here.
I'm gonna go with someone game that I liked. He might not have been a crazy superstar in that, but I'm gonna go Jake Toolson.
Ooh.
Wow. Jake. Interesting. Yeah, he had a strap. He could score it.
Wow.
Jake Toolson. All right. Shooting guard for Tom.
Shooting guard. Dang. You know, we're gonna be like my team's gonna be like a real defensive kind of half court, grinded out kind of team. So we're not gonna go shooting like necessary focus here. We're gonna go a guy that can do it all. He's a big time player and he showed up when he needed to. I'm gonna go Jalen Suggs to round out my backcourt here.
That's a good pick, actually. It's like looking back on it, there has been last 10 years have been really good.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of good
WCC.
guards in the
Yeah.
WCC. A lot of good guards.
Yeah.
High
I
skill,
don't know.
really
Like-
high skill conference. A lot of really, Oh, sorry.
Yeah, got it. Hey, but no, like seriously though, like I know you're being funny, but like it probably is pretty comparable to the Pac-12 in translatability
think so,
at this
like,
point.
sure.
Talent wise, I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
No, not talent wise. I'm talking about production level
Yeah.
in the NBA.
People don't want to have that conversation though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. Well, Pac-12 doesn't exist anymore, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Pac-12, the Mountain West Pac-12 is in
the Mountain
works.
12.
Mountain 12.
And then I got
They
walk
can't even
on,
get
right?
12 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, walk on to you, Tom.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. This guy. You want to talk about pace and a ball screen? This guy was legit. I could be going a lot of different ways here, JB. We'll see. I've got
JB
Emmett
was gonna put
Nar.
himself.
I've got
Oh,
Emmett
Emmett
Nar.
Nar. Yeah, you were not
St.
gonna pick
Mary's.
Emmett Nar, JB.
Nah.
Yeah.
That's a
I was
great
like,
pick. He's
I was like,
nice.
no way, you're picking
Yeah,
Emmett
he's had some
Nar.
matchups with him. That's why.
Nah,
Emmett
Emmett
Nar.
was really good though. He was. I mean, he didn't like scoring, but he was hard to guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Randy loved him up there.
Yeah. Oh God.
Walk on to you, JB.
I mean, I'm gonna go another person like Emmett. Love ball screens. I mean, super hard to guard. I mean, wasn't a crazy scorer or anything like that, but I'm gonna go Tommy Kuzi.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
I'm
pick.
glad
On
Kuzi's getting
podcast.
his love. We love
Walk on
Kuz.
podcast as well. There
Yeah.
we go.
Shout out to Tommy
Now,
Kuzi.
now, we had this conversation with or without the hair.
Ooh.
I mean, he was good with both, bro. But I think without, he's a star.
He reached a different level. I don't know.
Those St. Mary's guards and the ball screen work.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said. Randy loved that. Jared, walk on.
This is easy. Luke Avdalovich, thank you. Please come
Yeah.
again.
I
That's
told
two
you- I
lists.
told-
Two
I told
lists.
you he was gonna do it. I told you he was gonna do it.
Now we're tied 2-2.
I don't know, man. I don't think I belong on this one. The
Why
late
not?
bloomers one, I mean, this is crazy. Like, come on, man. Like, the late bloomers one made sense, but
Okay, do you want me to throw
leather
I'll
off
throw-
the ball your last year at
I'll
I'll
Pacific.
throw a
Pacific.
real
Shot
I'll throw a
50
real
from
one
three.
on there. If you want me to take you off the list, I'll throw a real one on there.
Look, it's your decision. I'm just saying, like, I mean,
And I don't know a lot of guys shooting 50% from threes for the whole college
Yeah,
year.
52 and a half.
okay, you can keep me up on the list. I just want to,
All right. I mean, well, yeah, don't get me started, man. Because if we're being honest, JB, I don't know if you know this guy was at 60%, and then we had a couple of questionable decisions going on, and
again, we don't need to go down that rabbit hole.
all right, okay, all right.
I was really hoping that we'd get to my walk on and there was going to be no Pacific love, but we're going back to back Pacific picks here. This guy was the number 1 overall pick in 1998. Give me
my
big
God.
fella Michael Olowokandi. Give me Michael Olowokandi from the Pacific
Bro,
Tigers.
he was a serviceable player for the Clippers when they
He
were
played
really
like
bad.
10 years in the league.
Yeah.
You don't
That's
find,
awesome.
bro. Like that, he's
No, they were bad. That was their claim to fame. We got
There's
no one
nothing
overall pick.
better. There's nothing better than finding an obscure guy that was serviceable in the NBA.
Yeah.
No, he was
Michael
serviceable.
Olowokandi. I mean, he was like 7'1", and he was big.
No,
Like,
he was.
a
This
large
was during the
dude.
Shaq years too. This was
Yeah.
Shaq years, Tom.
Because I don't
So,
even
like,
think he like really
think about the
dominated
sick-
college
yeah,
like that.
no,
Like
he
I think he
didn't,
was just
no.
like serviceable.
they're like, we need someone to throw at Shaq to foul him. Like, think about it. Like teams like
Michael
Back-
Olowokandi.
back then, Tom, you're too young, but back then the Blazers had guys like Sabonis. They kept Brian Grant on the roster for like 5 years so he could just foul Shaq. They had Rasheed Wall, and then you had when they played the Sixers had Matt Geiger, Dikembe
Geiger, I know
Mutombo,
Matt Geiger.
Matt Geiger, Dikembe Mutombo, and Samuel Dallenberg.
Dallenberg. Oh, Dallenberg was great. Great 2K guy.
Sacramento Kings legend. Okay. Let's run down through these lineups. I have at the point guard John Stockton, shooting guard Patty Mills, small forward Doug Christie, power forward Rui Hachimura, center Bill Russell, walk on Michael Olowokandi. Tommy has Nigel Williams Goss at the 1, Jalen Suggs at the 2, Jalen Williams at the 3, Kelly Olynyk at the 4, Bill Cartwright at the 5, Emmett Nar as his walk on. Jamaree has Steve Nash at the 1, Jimmer at the 2, Jake Toolson at the 3, DeMontis Sabonis at the 4, Chet Holmgren at the 5, Tommy Kuzi as his walk-on. Jared has Jordan Ford at the 1, Cam Shelton at the 2, Adam Morrison at the 3, Kyle Collinsworth at the 4, Ronnie Turioff at the 5, and Luke Avdalovich as his
WCC
walk-on.
got some talent, man.
I mean, that's a good list, man.
And there's a lot of guys
Good
that didn't
list.
get mentioned either. That
JB has an interesting theme going through his. We'll wait till the graphic comes out to see that one. But we'll just let the viewers take a look at that when it comes out. Jared, what do you got for him?
JB, you've been getting on links.
Oh yeah. I've been out there.
Yeah. Well, it's
Swing
been
looks
nice
good,
out
man.
there. Yeah,
Swing looks good, man.
Yeah, Luke said you were out there, making some good stuff happen.
I mean, I can play a little bit. I'm nothing compared to Luke, obviously. The guys. I mean, the other day, I don't know what the course we were playing. I forgot the name of the course we were playing,
Yeah, me
obviously.
too,
But
to be honest.
I
Good
mean,
vibes.
hole
He
two.
hit it through the fairway, right?
No, hole two. I wish he did. Hole two, par three, like 180 yards, and like
Yeah, he sent me the
it's
picture.
like I don't know what he hits, 8 iron or 9 iron, one of the two, and puts a baby draw on it, and it lands like 2 inches from the pin, and says like, "Oh, I don't normally do this, yada yada yada."
Yeah, he's
And
so
then,
annoying to play
yeah,
with, bro.
like
Yeah.
Bro, don't put that on. It was one of those shots that, like, when you're far away, I was like, okay, it looks close, but it's probably like 6, 8 feet. And then as we drove up, I was like, oh, uh, it's right next to the cup.
Gotta play
It was the closest I've ever been to a hole in one, probably the closest I'll ever get. So it was a good shot.
JB, I'm waiting for the day when you play with this dude and someone makes him mad, and then you get the angry swings. We talk about the angry swings when Will's on here, but yeah,
Angry
the
swings
angry
are
swings
legit.
are
That's like a good
they're
350.
yeah, they're hilarious.
I have to wait till a new driver hits the bag to get another one. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. He almost caused an accident on Highway 80 the other like couple weeks ago.
No, that was not
Put
one
one
of my
out
clubs,
there.
though.
Put one out there, still bounce on the fair on the
That
freeway.
wasn't. Those weren't my clubs, though.
Oh, yeah, I know. Dr. A told me what you said.
Those
This
are-
guy,
yeah.
yeah. All right, sorry. My bad. I'm getting sidetracked. Anyways, JB, you golf. That's awesome. I wouldn't say I'm a tiger or that I swing like a Don, but with 50 chips a night, I'm a bulldog on the back nine, and my short game has a vicious bite.
It's a bulldog on the back nine.
Tigers,
The
Dons,
back nine
Bulldogs.
bulldog. I haven't heard the back nine
Wow.
bulldog. I've heard the back nine bully.
What'd you think of that, JB?
I was elite. I was trying to
Let's
catch
go.
all the
I'm
references little
certified.
by little, but that was
I'm
elite.
certified. I'm going to be on the follow-up to GNX. Just know that.
At first, I was like, "What is he talking about?" And then I kept hearing the certain schools and stuff. That was elite. That was elite.
You're on the GNX Deluxe version, Jared?
Yeah, exactly.
There we go. Oh, man. Good combos today.
JB, we
fellas.
appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. It was a pleasure to be on here, honestly.
Love it, man. Episode 121. I think that is. It's a lot of episodes, man. So, another special one in the books. JB, again, thank you, man. Appreciate you. And as always, these are your favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.